Good afternoon. Huntington's disease Todd here. And that's my YouTube page as well. If you would, go there, like, subscribe, maybe get some notifications. So, I notice a lot of people ask or wonder about what are some of the early symptoms or signs of Huntington's disease. And so I could just tell you a few that I know that were noticeable in me and even in my family right away. With my mom, before she was ever diagnosed, I noticed that she had her foot tapping going on the gas pedal in the car whenever we would ride with her. So that was something that I noticed right away. And it was something that I guess my wife might have noticed or kept an eye on, because once I got into my about 50 years old, she noticed my toe tapping in bed at night. I don't know that I noticed it that much then. But as that came on, that inspired us to go and get our DNA test done. So that leads to, that other thing. So, and when I was 52, we went in and had our test done. But that would probably be one of the earliest signs that I remember, is my foot tapping, my toe in bed. And then another thing that comes on quite early on too is insomnia. If your loved one doesn't sleep well, it could be a good sign that they have, the beginnings of Huntington's disease. I think my sleeping habits were bad right away before I even, or at least early on when I was diagnosed. I mean, I don't hardly ever want to sleep, and then I don't hardly ever feel like I'm sleepy as well. Every now and then in the afternoon, I'll crash for a minute or an hour or whatever, half hour, whatever it may be. But in general, I'm not overly sleepy a lot. So insomnia was something that came right away with me. And then when that happens, that can lead to other other awkward things in the house, and one person trying to sleep and the other person staying awake. So, typically I like to watch the TV and stay awake more than my wife. So, that's just how that is. So the toe tapping and then the insomnia came right away. And then, believe it or not, I got socially awkward sooner than I would have thought. Social awkward from the standpoint of I was involved in the community quite a bit. And so I noticed that. I started having the social awkwardness of the whole situation. So, if you see your loved ones start to pull back or pull within themselves, and then also with the other movements and sleeping. But I found out after a while that the melatonin in our brain is another thing that's affected by Huntington's disease. So oddly enough, the brain cells in our brain that get affected, it goes way deeper, than just sometimes the surface that we may think. And then also then after the socially awkward kind of thing, I find it very hard to focus on and learn new things. I say it, multitasking is one thing, but also just learning and doing new tasks. I'm making these videos, but I got to be honest with you. Sometimes I look back on them, and some of the videos that I made, I've already, forgotten some of the stuff that I talked about on those videos. But the point of it is that, as your spouse starts changing, you just need to keep an eye on it and keep loving them through it. And just always remember that it's not them, it's the disease. Huntington's disease awareness is in May, and this is Huntington's disease Todd. Go to my YouTube page, like it, and subscribe. And thanks a lot.